So it's the night of the Met Gala, and I realized I should have had this video, or like at least this series rolling by the time the Met Gala happened. That would have been such smart like marketing. You know what I mean? Like such good clickbait. But like, oh well, here we are doing the thing. Okay team, so what we're doing now is it's actually currently midnight, but like who sleeps at midnight anymore? Anyways, so I'm gonna start like making a pattern because my design is like new and fresh. Like I don't have a pattern for it, and well, I gotta make it myself. So I got like this craft paper from the store. Like I don't even actually have pattern paper because we're on a budget. So what we're gonna do is it's over here. I'm not wearing pants. Okay, so over here, like obviously like we mentioned before, I have Zendaya. And you might have noticed that she has measurements on her. Yeah, like a good pan on her there. But yeah, so we're gonna make a pattern for my design I have out of the paper, and then we're gonna trace that onto the fabric and then just cut it out. Oh my god. But yeah, we're gonna watch some Try Guys videos because love them. But yeah, that's what we're doing now. Let's get it. Already ripped it. That's a problem. Doing great. So plan of attack is because I want the panels of the dress, like the front and the back, to be like one long piece, to be like seamless and clean. Obviously it's the Met Gala, we ain't cutting no corners. Not only do I not have the resources and the team to do it, because the way I see it is this design would be very expensive, very intuitive. Like it's literally designed to be a couture dress, and obviously I might have gotten those resources. But yeah, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the measurements that you guys saw before, and I'm gonna half them so that I can draw the body onto the craft paper. Yeah. Okay.
Look at this. Look at that. This is what
Ruler. Oh, forgot that the Try Guys are still on.
I think this is a nice fun.
Back. Okay. So here she is, right? So obviously we already have 33 for the boobs. Going around here. Now I gotta be more precise though, because even though I have like general, like obviously I kind of want to be like a little more specific because I want it to fit like really fitted, and like flare like an A-line, you know, not A-line, but like flare out a little bit, you know. So I'm basically just gonna draw this onto the paper, and then I'm gonna do it again, like double that to make the back. Does that make sense? But then I also have to draw it so it's like dropped here too. So like we're gonna do some like math and like we're gonna figure it out, you know what I mean? So yeah. Okay, so the way we're gonna go about this is we're gonna start from the top to the bottom. So we're gonna start with the neckline and then go all the way to length. Actually maybe I should measure how tall. Good thinking. Hey Google, how tall is Zendaya?
Zendaya is 1.78 meters tall.
Hey Google, how tall is Zendaya in foot?
On the website youtube.com, they say Zendaya has claimed a height of 5 feet 10 inches, even once pushing to 5 feet 10.5. To find out more, look for the link in your Google Home or Google Assistant app.
Okay, so now I've established exactly how long the dress is gonna be, like from head to toe, because I realized that Zendaya is 5'10", so I need to make the dress from head to toe, from like shoulders to, well, feet, 70 inches. But I'm gonna add a couple extra inches, not only for seam allowance and like just in case. Okay, so what happened here is I just rotated it because my room isn't that big, so it kind of have limited space, you know, obviously. But yeah, so this is exactly the length that the dress is gonna be from head to toe, because remember in my first video when I was introducing the design, I wanted to like hit like perfect length, like basically like kind of like mid-foot if she's wearing heels, and then like floor if she's wearing like flatter shoes. Yeah, so this is the full length that the dress is gonna be. I just actually need to like, and when I mean like full length, I mean like literally like, again, shoulder to like ground, not including the cuff I want to add at the neck. Yeah, just gonna start. So we're gonna start right here. We're gonna make the neck right here and the bottom right there. You guys are like supporting this end right here, so thank you for that. But yeah, so I'm basically just gonna measure out the width of the paper. Okay. Then I did this off camera, but I measured the neck of the mannequin. I'm not like it's a lot thinner than like a normal neck. But I'm just gonna assume like the circumference of your neck. Oh, I can even do it here, to be honest. I can't even see. I have a mirror over here, so. Like 15 inches. And then I'm a man. So the mannequin itself is measured up as like 13. So I'm just gonna do like 7 just to be safe. And then because the shoulders drop, I have to make sure that from the top point, it slopes down nicely. Okay, so then the shoulders of the mannequin are 13 from shoulder to shoulder. But then that doesn't include the width of the arms, and also the fact that I want it to be a drop shoulder. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it like 17, maybe 19 even, just to guarantee that it's a drop shoulder and that it fits. And then the slope, the typical slope, is about like 30 degrees, like 30 to 40 degrees. So, and then I measured it to be 7 inches from neck to tip, making sure that's dropped again. So if we're gonna do from the very top again, we measured like a 7 slope, right? So we're gonna mark it as 7 right here to represent the shoulders, about 30 degrees each. We're just gonna assume it's the same amount, right? Then we're gonna make sure that across is about 19. Oh. From the top of the neck to the bottom of the shoulder should be about 2 inches. So we're gonna do that. We're actually just gonna go an extra inch out, just because I feel like it's not enough, to be fucking honest. Then 2 inches up. So I just measured the oh, hi tripod. I just measured that from the neck to the middle, like the chest area, like the mid of the boobies, again assuming that my mannequin and Zendaya probably, I don't know her life, have similar like sizing. Like obviously I can't know that, like even if I did, you know what I mean, like there's never like for sure, so I'm just gonna make it like the typical size. I mean, again, my mannequin probably isn't even like legit because I got it off Amazon for like $50, when like a really good one goes for like anywhere upwards of $400. So anyways, but yeah, so I measured from here to here is 7.5 inches. So that's what I'm gonna do on here. Make sure it goes down 7.5 inches. Right. That's where the breast is. And the reason I did that is because I need it, because it's a drop shoulder, like I can't really like assume like the measurement of like from shoulder to breast. Does that make sense? Like this, because it's gonna be dropped. So like that math doesn't make sense. So I'm just gonna follow my guide and go with that. I'm gonna add actually an extra ½ inch just in case, because I don't trust my mannequin, and to be honest, I don't even think I drew the line for the center of the breast, or the chest, sorry, accurately. Yeah, so 8 inches from here to here. And again, this is just the pattern, so obviously I'm gonna like redo it again and again and again, just to make sure it's like all perfect. So basically what I'm hoping I did by doing that math, like the whole like 8 inches down, 16.5 across, and then the center of that, is hoping to get the like the seam like on the side here. And then that's also gonna be like, and typically that's the bottom of the, like where the armhole should go, like if you like, you know what I mean. So that's why that's really important. So that's why I'm gonna do that. And because it's drop shoulder, it's like at an incline. Oh, sorry, let me show you this. Right? Don't know if you guys can really see it, but so what I'm doing is I'm drawing it. This is the point, should be the point, the seam. And I'm basically just drawing a line because it is a drop shoulder. So that's why it has all this extra, oh, it is a drop shoulder, so that's why it has all this extra material here. That's why it's slanted. Otherwise it should typically be a, so this is when I'm gonna go up to my mannequin again. So then there I got 7 inches from the chest to the waist. So we're gonna go down another 7 inches again. Okay, so doing that repeat again, we know that the waist is exactly 26 inches. Thus, half obviously is 13. And then after I do everything, I'm gonna add about an inch of extra material all the way around to make sure that there's like for seam allowance. But yes, my ruler is only 12, but like I know that the center of 13, which is half of 26, is 6.5. Whoa. Yeah, 6.5. That's what we're doing here. And then we're gonna connect that. And so what I did here in drawing the connecting lines, I made it a little bit like curved to accommodate for the chest, because when you sew it, you don't want it to be flat, obviously. So even though there is room here, you still want to allow room here for, like, depending on the size and just like a little bit of like comfort. Obviously, like, changes will be made after, but like for now, I'm just like eyeballing. And yeah. So basically what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to continue to do that for the rest of it, like until I get to the waist, and then when I actually get to the skirt part, is when I'll talk to you guys again, just because like it's just repeating again and again and again, and there's really no point. So
lot of boring math later.
okay, so I may look different. It's been a while since last time I was talking to you guys. So update, we're still working on the pattern. So we're right here now. Like, I don't know, like, as in we're done the body of the dress. A lot of changes had to be made, just because I'm trying to make it kind of perfect, even though that makes no sense, because it's like I don't even have like training in this, so it's like really like what the, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of like it's not like it's gonna turn out that great anyways, if that makes sense. Like there's margin for error basically. So but anyways, so we're finally done the body. I had to like open it up here a bit, just because I tried to make it fit exactly to the mannequin's measurements, like just using the measurements. But as you can see from the iPhone videos, so this is the pattern here, right? And so I'm trying, I know you're supposed to do it with the muslin and then do it with the pattern, but I just wanted to try. And that's very fun as a piece of clothing right now. Like, it's very like avant-garde. Love that for me, but that's not what I'm trying to do. So I'm just trying to, like, the struggle is so real. Like, yo, and my bust isn't even tall enough to be Zendaya. Like, on the bright side, like, you can see what I cut the thing here to try and make it fit. Like, I got the hips right, but like I'm struggling, yo. Like, and again, guys, I have no training, so I'm just really trying to go for it. Like, I'm pretty proud of how far I've gotten, but like, bro, oh my god. I'm scared. So I took it off the mannequin, right? There it is. Here it is. So I measured it, because as you can see on this line, it's like it kind of, like, it just didn't really work out. You know what I mean? Like, I thought it would be like a very simple with a straight line here, but I think I realized I probably have to give allowance for the arms. And then I also have to, and the breast ended up being a lot lower than I thought originally. You know, like, it's a lot. And then I realized I'm gonna add darts on the side as well. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, like, I'm 100% confident from here down. It's just like, it's like, how tight do I make this? Because I know for a fact, because of the stiff paper, like, this line is not accurate, especially since with the fabric it's gonna be a lot, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not gonna like stay bunch up, it's actually gonna like flow nicely. So it's like, I need to figure out exactly how am I gonna go about that. I think I might just find like a good in between, you know, like just really, like, you know, like, woohoo, you know. But yeah, okay, y'all, I think I got it. So what we did is obviously we added a neck hole because I realized the flat line was not going to cut it. I am worried about how I'm going to add, like, you know, like allowance there. Anyways, but yeah, so I added the armholes by just like following the guide that I traced from the mannequin's armholes that I drew on. And then here I did that thing where I found it good in between. So I kept this line because I know from like here to like, from here to like here, to like this general area is really good. So I just followed the curve and tried to like simulate as close to that as possible and just kept going down. I also do realize in my design that I didn't want it to be exactly like super fitted, like more like almost shift-y, but not really. So that's why I'm okay and comfortable doing this, because I feel like at the very least it'll give a little bit more of that shifty effect. So yeah. Back to you, Kendrick. When I try to put it onto the mannequin, which obviously doesn't really make sense because it's paper, so it's like stiff, so it doesn't actually like mold nicely. It didn't work. So I'm just gonna give it extra room to breathe basically, and I'm just gonna go from here. But from here, we're going on to the sleeves. So yeah, we'll see you there. Sorry if that scared you. Anyways, so we're here. I'm on the ground. Love that. Not wearing a shirt this time. Because honestly, at this point, I know we're only on the first part of the series. You know, me making the pattern. But honestly, like, am I really about to put on clothes in my own home just to film this video? You know what I mean? At least like, you know what I mean? Like, it's not anything that's like problematic. So like, I think I'm fine. Besides the point. So what we're doing now is what we're gonna do is, again, like I said before, no idea how to do this. I tried referencing some of the patterns that my sister bought from like back in the day when she used to sew as well. But first of all, none of the patterns actually like obviously match what I'm trying to do. And even the patterns for like the shirts and shit, they're like I don't know how to explain it. Like they just don't work. Like they just don't fit. And even if I, you know, like even if I tried to copy a t-shirt, I'm not too sure how that would work. Just watch cut to me to using a shirt. Back with a shirt. So what we're gonna do is, because this shirt fits oversized. Hi. Because I bought the shirt to fit oversized, it kind of does have like a drop shoulder kind of moment. So I'm gonna try and see what we're gonna do with the armhole. You know, just like so I know the curve of the arm. Like, cause the actual sleeve itself is not a problem. I know how to do that. My only thing is making it fit in the hole for the armhole. You know, like making it sew together. So I actually changed the plan. Because previously I was gonna copy the sleeve for my t-shirt, right? But then I also remember that on the bottom of a t-shirt there's that extra like 2 inches of fabric to make the actual sleeve. But since mine is gonna be a full like long sleeve garment, and then I also realized that since I want the actual like puff of the sleeve to start right at the shoulder, I actually don't have to worry about like the actual curve of the sleeve, if that makes sense. Basically what I'm saying is this is basically irrelevant to my design. Okay, so this is what we're doing. So because I don't actually know like the length of Zendaya's arm, we're just gonna make it the length of the roll I have here, just because putting my arm up into comparison, it's about the same length as my arm, and I usually use that as a rule of thumb. Like if I don't know the sizing, I usually just go with my measurements, just because like that's the only measurement I know for sure. because my mannequin itself doesn't have arms, so I can't just go by that sizing. So I'm gonna double 6.5 inches and get 13 inches. So that's how wide I'm gonna make the tube of fabric. And then I'm gonna add an extra inch to allow 0.5, like 1 inch total of seam allowance, 1.5 for each side of the roll, for each end of the roll that I'm gonna sew together. So I'll show you here. So a total of 14 inches. So my ruler is a full 12. We're gonna mark 12, and then we're gonna add 2, just because obviously make 14. The armhole is 6.5 times 2 to make sure the wraps all the way around, which is 13, and then plus 1 to allow for a total of a 1 inch seam allowance. Sleeve is going to be 14 inches total to just be a regular tube of fabric. I need to take into account the pleats that I'm going to be adding onto the actual sleeve itself to give my dress that puffy vintage sleeve look that I'm going for. So now we know the sleeve is 20 inches wide. That's 6 1-inch pleats. That's a 1 inch seam allowance, and then that's 13 inches of actual sleeve, because that's twice as much as the armhole actually is on the pattern, because it needs to wrap all the way around. A 1 inch seam allowance, that gives us 19 inches left, and because there's going to be 6 pleats, we have to measure out what 19 divided by 6 is so we can make them even pleats. So every 3.15 inches, 3.25, we're just gonna go right here. So then we're gonna go to 6 and go to there, 9, go to there. 1 inch gaps, and because I want to make pleats, I'm gonna make each of the pleats about 2 inches deep, just about 2 inches deep. So we're gonna go from the tip of the paper, and we're gonna give 2 inches. And then from there, you're just gonna turn what you have here into a triangle. So from the top of the 2 inch line you just drew, draw it to the bottom of the 1 inch point. Okay, so we're finally done with the arm situation. Like, just basically just drew the same lines as before on the other side of the paper. Finally. Also, if you want to look over here, that's actually the fabric underneath my backpack. So we love living in a room. Cool. So yeah, so basically the updates I wanted to show you guys on the actual dress part is these lines I drew on the middle here. So what I did actually, so what I did is, I don't know if you can definitely see it here. So I drew these inner lines, and basically what it is because before I was like, oh, like I can probably get away with I was like, I could probably get away with simply just basically making them the same size, like just, you know, like making the same cut pattern for the front and the back of the dress, being like, you know what, whatever, like the boob situation, whatever, I can just like, it's just extra fabric on the pattern. But then I realistically just measured the back of the mannequin, the back half of the mannequin, and it was a pretty significant difference. So I was like, you know what, like I can still use the same pattern, I'm just gonna make different cuts. So yeah, so I'm just gonna trace the entire thing. You'll see later when I actually cut the fabric, but like I'm gonna do it differently. I'm not too sure how I'm gonna go about this though, just because I don't know how it's gonna connect in terms of the armhole, so I might have to, like, you know, maybe widen it a little bit and then draw like a curve. I don't know, we'll see. Either way, I'll catch up with you in the next episode when we actually like trace it onto fabric and like cut the fabric, because honestly this pattern process, even though it didn't seem long to you guys, it's actually very long for me. Also probably because I took a lot of breaks in between, you know what I mean, like days, but like whatever. Anyways, like, ew, I don't want to do that basic YouTube thing. Anyways, like, comment, share, subscribe. Did you see how much that hurt? Like, that was a lot. But yeah, gonna be posting the next part of this. I'm hoping to do this every week, so you'll get like a full series within like a month or two. But yeah, so see you in the next one.